Coca-Cola CEO says it may ramp up use of plastic bottles and raise prices due to President Trump's 25% tariff on aluminum import.
President Trump's decision to impose a 25% tariff on aluminum imports is sending shockwaves through American industry, and even Coca-Cola is feeling the heat. Coca-Cola CEO James Quincey recently stated that the company may be forced to increase its use of plastic bottles and raise prices in response to soaring aluminum costs. While Coca-Cola drinks consumed in the U.S. are primarily made by local workers in domestic plants using mostly American-sourced ingredients, the impact of global tariffs can't be ignored. The CEO even acknowledged President Trump as someone who quickly understands industrial issues. Still, Coca-Cola faces tough choices in an increasingly protectionist landscape. Despite being a symbol of American culture, with its iconic red and white logo recognized worldwide, Coca-Cola has shocked many by announcing plans to potentially shift part of its operations abroad. Why? Because Trump's trade policies have created unstable business conditions, especially for global supply chains. The trade war, driven by aggressive economic nationalism, has made it harder for multinational companies like Coca-Cola to stay competitive. The 25% aluminum tariff, especially on imports from Canada, directly affects the company's ability to produce billions of cans each year. Not only aluminum, but also sweeteners and flavoring agents from Asia and Latin America are now more expensive due to tariffs and logistical disruptions. Coca-Cola tried sourcing materials locally or from other nations, but global supply chains aren't that easy to reroute. Rising logistics costs, raw material price hikes, and thinner profit margins have made business harder than ever. CEO Quincey openly admitted, Coca-Cola cannot bear these rising costs forever without losing customers. Increasing prices too much could drive consumers away. The White House defends these tariffs as a way to boost domestic industries, reduce import reliance, and bring manufacturing home. And while local aluminum producers may benefit, multinational corporations are being squeezed. In today's interconnected world, restricting operations to a single country sacrifices efficiency and strategic flexibility. Still, the U.S. government expects loyalty from its homegrown giants. Some officials even argue that companies born in America should remain in America. But Coca-Cola believes its scale has outgrown the limits of national borders. It's no longer just an American brand, it's a global one. And if the U.S. economy becomes too hostile, Coca-Cola will simply look elsewhere. President Trump has warned of serious consequences for companies moving offshore. But the Coca-Cola case is more than an economic dilemma. It's a national symbol at stake. Born in Atlanta in the late 1800s, Coca-Cola is deeply woven into American history. From raising troop morale during World War II to symbolizing freedom in the Cold War, the brand became part of the national identity. Its slogans and ads often promoted family values and patriotism. But now, the company is saying, if the U.S. no longer supports us, we'll go where we can survive. This moment reflects how the American dream, once seen as a symbol of opportunity, can become a burden in a world of protectionist policies. The question is, can America still hold on to its iconic companies? Internally, Coca-Cola is reportedly exploring countries with efficient logistics, political stability, and favorable trade deals, like Germany, the Netherlands, and Switzerland. Low-tax nations like Ireland and Singapore are also in the running, alongside markets with massive demand like the EU or parts of Asia. Relocating could even spark product innovation. For example, Europe's strict sugar and additive rules might push Coca-Cola to create healthier formulas. In Asia, they might pivot toward tea-based or herbal drinks. But back in the US, consumers could face higher prices and fewer product choices due to import taxes and shipping costs. More troubling, thousands of factory workers now face job insecurity. Local governments and unions may offer tax incentives to keep operations in the U.S. But if the national business climate remains unattractive, Coca-Cola will likely proceed with relocation, and the wider industry may not absorb all the displaced workers. Patriotic competitors like Pepsi may use this as an opportunity. We stayed in America! Smaller local brands could also gain attention from nationalistic consumers. Meanwhile, countries attracting Coca-Cola's business will enjoy tax revenue, jobs, and increased geopolitical leverage. Environmental regulations, such as the EU's focus on sustainability and carbon emissions, may push Coca-Cola to adopt greener practices, boosting its global reputation, but also raising costs. In America, the public may feel betrayed. Why follow European rules and abandon American roots? This corporate decision has deep political undertones. Trump's tariffs may backfire, driving away the very companies they aim to protect. On the other hand, should a nation bend policies to corporate demands? This raises a fundamental debate. Who really holds the power? Nations or corporations? Governments have law and tax authority, but companies control capital and jobs. Coca-Cola's decision sends a diplomatic message. The U.S. may no longer be the ideal business destination. Countries like Canada, Mexico, or EU members will use this to promote themselves. Even Coca-Cola prefers us. The U.S. image as a business-friendly country could take a hit, while destination nations rise as new economic powers. One decision by one company could reshape global diplomacy. Coca-Cola's potential move is part of a bigger battle between economic nationalism and globalization. Some call this the end of American economic dominance, when even national icons choose to leave. Others argue Coca-Cola was always a global brand, no longer tied to any one flag. The truth may lie in the middle. Driven by shareholder value and efficiency, Coca-Cola's decision was likely accelerated by Trump's tariff policy. The full impact remains to be seen. Which country they'll choose, how many U.S. jobs will be lost, and how this affects trade relations. This event reignites a pressing question. What does it mean to be a global company in today's world? Is loyalty to your home country still relevant? Do protectionist policies protect the nation, or end up hurting it? Will more corporations follow Coca-Cola's lead? Only time will tell. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to stay informed on global issues like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching.